Let's get into it. 1, 2, 3. Let's get some more. Have your hands. Some more. Just give some more.
And hello and welcome to this week's episode of My Whiskey Den. We have Ben here, the Whiskey Ronin, and me, the Rambler. Mike has decided not to show up, so we're going to drink some good whiskey without him. So today we are going to be talking about Westland's single malt cask strength, bottle number 2497, 59.9% alcohol by volume. So it's got a little kick there. And sorry, I just needed to breathe there. Westland was founded in Seattle, Oregon in 2010. Emerson Lamp and Matthew Hoffman, who is the master distiller there, put it together. And we don't want to get too much into it because we do plan on having them on a little bit and we can get a little bit more in depth with them. But they believed in what we would always like, local grains, trying to use the climate around them to their advantage. They used only barley at their distillery, nothing else. I was going to say, so they're not bringing anything else to work with it. So they kind of picked what they wanted to work with and kind of really went into it. They do peated versions. They do malted, unmalted barleys. But I was going to say pretty much stuff like that. So a little quick thing here. We'll get into some smelling in a second. Like I was saying, this one is the cask strength version. Typical one is about 36 months and 46 ABV. So this one's quite a bit higher. The mash bill for either one is Washington Select Pale Malt, Munich Malt, Extra Special Malt, Pale Chocolate Malt, and Brown Malt. And then it is aged in a Cooper Select New American Oak, Cooper Reserve New American Oak, and First Fill ex-bourbon barrels. They use Belgian brewer's yeast. And the standard one is fermented between 96 and 144 hours. So that is a hell of a long time. Talking almost a week. By the time they start getting into that, that's some time just waiting around like that.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's get a little bit of nosing in there. Sorry, I just had to get some of that off my chest. All that information people want, and
get that rambling out of there.
Yeah, and they put it all on their website again, which is fantastic. They have the standard stuff, but if you want to look up the cask, like I did this one, the actual cask number, they're like give you some tasting notes and stuff on it. So I think that's awesome to kind of keep a nice log of what came out. So if you find a bottle, you can work your way back into it.
Yeah, that's really nice to see the distillers put that kind of information out there, especially for us whiskey nerds to dig in.
Oh, and barrels are air dried for a minimum of 3 years. They use northern barrels, stuff from usually around kind of Pittsburgh or Minnesota wood. So
okay.
Going with those tighter rings, not as much kind of sugar and less leakage and stuff as well too.
Yeah.
But they are well known for a lot of releases that they have, and Ben and I will be doing one of theirs as well. It is the Peat Week 2016. We'll be doing here at some point soon, just to upset Mike, just to upset Mike because we know he's watching right now. So,
yeah.
Oh, it smells good.
That's got a nice sherry cask is coming up strong.
Go raisins. For me, it's kind of like got that sweet but kind of like dried out kind of smell where it's got raisins or almost like a plum or a prune note to it. It's got just kind of this little bit more richness to it, but still very sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. There's the dark fruit, the raisins, and almost like they're even coated with sugar. Just that sweetness to it. A little bit of a strawberry and a black tea note that I pull from it.
Yeah. Not as, yeasty as you would think. I was gonna say not like that baking yeast. There's too much of that quality, and there's a light little bit of it.
Right. No, I get that like for me, Glenlivet 12, one of the notes I pull right off of that is there's this yeasty bread note to it, And yeah, I'm not really getting that here. There's more of a malted note.
Yep. But very bright, very cohesive in the nose. Nothing's jumping out at you. You're having to search a little bit, but it's all very, very well kind of put together, kind of married together as far as the nose goes.
Yeah, it comes across a little bit dense, but not in a negative way. It's just everything is layered really, really tight. But
for being 60% alcohol, it smells like 40. You know, like this is another one where you can just be deep in there and just pulling flavors out, but not, I don't know, it's not scary like you're getting wasted from smelling the fumes.
I'm getting a little bit of a fruitcake. Almost makes me think of Christmas.
I can see that where it's that little bit of like that baked bread quality, but you're getting the fruit
with almost like a dark molasses kind of bread.
Yep. Or I could say I'm getting, when you're saying molasses bread, I was getting molasses sugar cookie for a second.
Yep.
But neat. Digging this one quite a bit so far. And another American single malt that has done pretty well and won awards all over the place. So I'm excited to keep going down this path of hopefully really good ones we're finding.
Yeah.
Now there is some heat for me, maybe it was just the first drink of the day. But I can taste it. It has a little bit more punch. It's definitely not in the 40s when you taste it. The nose really covers that up.
Yeah, so it's got that viscous, oily creamy mouthfeel you expect from a cask strength whiskey.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say that's still very coating, and kind of like you said, like waxy almost at that kind of tail end here. I'm gonna go back in. Definitely getting sherry out of it. I mean, that's hitting on the top here. Now that didn't say that was aged in there, but I'm gonna guarantee that this was aged in a sherry cask at some point. There's no way you're gonna get away from that.
That falls in the sherry bomb category. Yeah,
I was gonna say it's not Abu Na, but it is.
Yeah,
very, very kind of powerful like that. Kind of some chocolate notes here. I'll go back again.
Yeah, I get a dense dark honey coming in there, and the sherry notes are really prominent. Kind of a waxy nut, walnut kind of note. The dark fruits. Again, like you said, a molasses cookie, and that's kind of a bready molasses cookie. Getting that in there,
getting that on the finish right now,
and then you get that dusting of cocoa. Yeah, this is really good.
Yeah, and this is like the heat is like not like overly aggressive, but you feel it. Like, I mean, like on my tongue, the sides of my tongue, it's causing my tongue to water. You know, and so it's not. I'm not going to call it drying, but it has a quality where it's going to make you salivate. But it's almost like you don't get any of that until you open up your mouth to swallow. Because when I was just chewing on it, it was going through like the flavors and like the molasses kind of sugar cookie at the end. Definitely the raisins, a little bit like chocolate. The honey you had was definitely like about a third of the way in. It really kind of comes to fruition. And it has just like this tiniest bit of. There's a beer in here that I can't peg, and I don't. I'm trying to figure out what it is. So give me a second.
There is a little bit of I would call it like a brown ale quality to it.
Yeah. And I can't peg what the beer note was, but yeah, there's like a brown ale is a good way to put it, because I was trying to go lager, but that's definitely not it. It's like I'm gonna have to pour a little bit more. That's just too bad. Whoa! I don't know what happened to my camera.
Yeah, that's a lovely sherry bomb. I mean, I wouldn't think of this as American. Quite honestly, I'd put this definitely in the space side category of things.
I didn't even know you were going to keep going. I just
I said, I was just saying this is definitely in the kind of a sherry bomb territory, and just if I tasted blind, I would straight up, okay, this is Scotch and this is Speyside. It's just right in that real sherry kind of Speyside territory.
And I think that, and it was cool because that's what they're like, we're aiming for a part of Scotland, something that we could mimic, something that fits our climate. And I think they're doing a great job with just this one alone. Oh, yes. And we forgot to do the most important thing. We forgot to thank our benefactor.
Yes.
Who was Oscar Madison. You lovely man. Thank you. Thank you so much for sending us this whiskey. It is very enjoyable. We do plan on getting to, like we said, the peat week one, which I am excited about. I know the 2017 was supposed to be the peatiest in the world at one point, and ours is 2016, and I haven't found out too many notes on it, but I am excited about that one because those are a little punchy on bottle price sometimes.
Yeah,
but they have fantastic art. So when we get to those, I'll definitely pop up the artwork for it because they go the extra mile there. But we might have to have him on and go through some a Highland Park night with Oscar.
Oh yeah, huge Highland Park fan.
And I know I got one or two of the Dark Origins and one other one that I can have with him that night. So Oscar, thank you very much. We appreciate your generosity because this is really tasty.
Yeah, definitely. Hats off, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting the finish is coming off as a sweet tobacco leaf note to me. Still a little bit of creaminess and some, still more raisin, a little more sugar to it, but there's a nice sweet tobacco note that I'm enjoying on that finish.
Yeah, and then happens
going for days.
And that's what I was gonna say. I'm like, because there's like two different levels. There's like a little waxy walnut finish in the beginning, and then it goes into more of what you were just saying about. But now I'm still getting a little bit of that waxy walnut on my tongue. It's just very faint, where the other things are starting to pick up. And there I am. I'm almost gonna drool. See, it's making my mouth water and want to go back for more. So this is an excellent one. Way to go, guys at Westland. We can't wait to work out a time we were trying to work out with you because we all know you were doing great things, but we wanted to actually try it for ourselves before we hit that point. Now let's see here. We do have some announcements for the end of the week. First off, we have coming up this Monday with Fred Swanson from Dancing Goat Distillery. We're having him on. We're going to have Ed on. We're going to be learning about gin. We're breaking away from whiskey. What the hell are we doing? We don't know. But we're doing the old Death's Door gin, which was a really big seller from Wisconsin. Right away, it jumped off to almost like 38, 50 states to be sold to. It was doing really well. Distillery closed. It closed about a year or so. Dancing Goat Distillery brought the rights to them. Now they're putting out Death's Door gin. Maybe one or two tweaks in there that might have made it a little bit different, but pretty close to what was there. So we kind of the old distillery versus the new distillery. We're having a gin off, and then we're also going to be learning about cocktails. We're going to make a couple gin and tonics, but not standard. We're going to use orange and mint if you want to follow along with whatever gin you want to drink that night, or I don't know, make a drink with mint and orange juice with whiskey. We're not going to stop you from doing that. If you gotta, you gotta.
Get those shakers ready.
Yeah, get the shakers ready. Get a little pour, get the mixers going. Have a little bit of orange and some mint cut up next to you off to the side there, so you can make your drink real fast. So we're gonna be going cocktail hour. Then after that night, when we're done, hop on over to Whiskey Crusaders because we're gonna be on that channel for an hour, maybe more. Whenever Ben decides he's had enough. He's an hour ahead of all of us, so it's whenever Ben decides to tap out that night. And on Monday, it's going on right now. If you check down in the comments and beneath here, we are doing a giveaway. We're doing a set of the Coltegan single malts, the standard, the cask strength, and the apple brandy finish, and then we're going to also include 2 different whiskeys, random ones that you might be a little sought after or something that we have laying around to send with it. And if you win, all you have to do is go to either Facebook or Instagram, like what we have there, like the comment mentioning it, then go to YouTube, subscribe to us there, hit the little bell, do that. And back on the original page, either Facebook or YouTube, just put in 3 other names that might want to win some free whiskey. You know, who doesn't want something free right now? I think everyone needs a little pick-me-up. So we want to provide a little free gift to you out there. So get that all done by next Monday at noon. And on the show next Monday night with Fred Swanson towards the end, we'll name off who the 2 winners were. One from Facebook, one from Instagram. And then, like we were saying, on the July 6th show, you might be able to come on after we have Malcolm Phillips, the Whiskey Sage. You know of him, don't you, Ben?
Absolutely.
Legend. Legend. He's going to be coming on and going over his 5-point tasting method. See, that's what happens when you go on the big screen and switch it around. But once he's done with that, we're going to go use that tasting method to kind of compare the Cokegan single malts. And whoever wins, you have the option of coming on if you want to as well, too. So I think that's all we got. Sorry I rambled again at the end there, but that's just what happens when you have to get out all that good information that makes your life better. So go sign up and win some damn free whiskey. And on that note, I think we're good. You got anything else extra to add, Ben?
Nope. Like a good Ronin, I'm going to kill this whiskey. So,
all right. Remember, craft whiskey is king, and it's not the size of the den that matters. It's the love of whiskey. Cheers, everyone out there.
Cheers.
Let's get into it. 1, 2, 3.